Let's go racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart-pounding. This is nerves-rising. This is sensational TV.
Oh, yes, you mud merchants, welcome. Throttle abusers, welcome. Students of Sideways, gather around, because welcome to Sensational TV. I'm your host, Chris Munro. Up here in the commentary gondola tonight, we're back in the dirt for the DSTW Dirt Racing Oval Series. No polish, no pretense, just clay commitment and consequences. First cab off the rank tonight. UMP Modifieds here at Lernerville Speedway. We had a last minute track change, so we're back to Lernerville this time. A joint where the right rear does all the driving. The left front is largely ornamental. And every lap is a rolling negotiation between throttle and traction. It's elbows out, bumpers bent, and bravery rewarded. Well, briefly. Then later in the evening, we shift gears and head to Oswego for the late models, bigger, faster, heavier, and allergic to mistakes. Momentum matters and patience pays around that joint. But tonight, I'll be calling it all from the commentary gondola here at Sensational TV. Just me, a microphone, and in the slow realization that dirt racing doesn't care how confident you felt 2 laps ago, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Don't blink. Because if it's smooth, it's fast. And if it's sideways, it's massively spectacular. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some standings up to see how we were faring last week. Braden Watson out in front after a little bit of a brain explosion from Tyler Worley. And a little bit of aggression we saw with him and Bubblegum Regan Gum down there in 8th position. Hopefully we see him back in the server. I don't see his name on the side there, so possibly having a little bit of a forced holiday from this one. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the qualifying's done and dusted, and we are ready to go, folks. In the old heat racing, ready. In the first one, we've got Robert Rainey, Daddy, up there against Annette Moore off the front row. Then we've got Watson, and Slambo Sam is back. Sam Mars after a couple of weeks off. Then we got Kendall Bennett and Brian Keane out there as well for the first of the heat races. The national holiday here in Australia, folks. Wish us all a national happy Australia Day. Or Invasion Day, however you see fit. But we're going to have some cracking racing action regardless of how you sit politically. Robert Rainey will have the pole position here for the first of the heats. It looks like Moore on his outside. The 28, Slambin Sambo back. Braden Watson as well. Championship leader on display here in the first of the heats. Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. We're about to go racing. Braden Watson just exploring the outside of that top line here at Lernerville. Just getting it out of his system because you don't want to be there during the race. Pick up a bit of mud on those tyres, and we go green light racing for the first time here at Lernerville in round 7 of the DSTW Racing League, and it's Robert Rainey who takes the early advantage. Slam and Sambo right up underneath him here at the moment, slots in behind, so they both go for that mid to high line at the start. But look at Watson riding that high line all the way around there at the start of this one. It is flying through. 9 laps to go. Robert Rainey sits at the front, just disappearing out of existence there as well. But Slam and Sambo's having a look on that low line as well, and he might just have his nose in front here at the moment. They go into 1 and 2, and it's Slambo that flies it out wide. Rainey looks for the cutback, gets that job done. Now it's Watson chiming in underneath, and Slambo goes from first to third in a very short amount of time. It's Robert Rainey takes over control with 7 to go here at Lernerville Speedway. It's Watson doing his usual thing with absolute precision as he cuts his way through the field. Here's Annette Moore giving Slam and Sambo a taste of his own medicine. Goes bang, wacko, and the 132 gets chiming in as well. A little bit of contact on the back. Poor old Sam is a bit of a punching bag here at the moment, as you can see him just going backwards at a rate of knots. Can Robert Rainey hold on to the win here? He's got 6 to go, looking for that victory lane here in the heat races. But if Watson has anything to say about it, he'll be sending him back to P2. Here he comes now, just about a car's length difference between the two now. The 12 leads, 93 right in that top line, hitting that cushion really nicely as well. Got the momentum out of 3 and 4 as they cross the line this time with 4 to go, and he's just inching away, inching closer as he does with the 12 there of Robert Rainey. 28 getting swamped there, says BK Cairns. Bradley in the chat, welcome to the show, mate. And here it is now. It's the winning, well, possibly the winning move. Here comes Watson up the inside of Rainey. Keeps it clean. They give each other a nice bit of space, but it's Watson on the inside line. Rainey goes high. This time he gets in front, but the switchback's on. Rainey looks for the inside line now. Ducks down low here through 1 and 2 it is, and 2 laps to go. Rainey got back into the lead here, and he's just managed to hold off Watson as a fast finisher. Here he goes around the outside, big on the high line. It's the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. The momentum is strong in the 93 car. He goes sliding up that top to middle line. Robert Rainey looking underneath him here at the moment. It's going to be a tight finish, folks. Rainey sticking to that low line, sliding right out. Big mistake there. That'll let Watson back up the inside, and he will take the checkered flag here for the first of the heats. Whoa, big jump there from Rainey as well. Sits in P2. Annette Moore in P3. Mars finished P4 with Bennett and Keane. The first of the heats done and dusted. Here's the second one, folks. Rhino Reinerson. He's up there in P1. Trent Dalton there on his outside. Dalton Lane and Lucas Hines behind them, with Mason Watson and Bobby Cochran there, the rookie in this series. I've not seen his name called yet. So we've got a rookie out there, folks, in the 18 car. See how he gets on with these guys. They've been racing together this entire season so far, so very familiar with how each other goes racing. Bradley Cairns in the chat says he's already been to the Fuelo and got a pie. Doing his part for Australia Day. Well done. Daddy fucked himself. Oh no. That's no good, Rainey. But P2's pretty good. You'll have a good starting position there for the feature race coming up. Just see how these guys fare in the next couple of heats to wash across your eyeballs here. All right, timing tower doing funny things, but we're about ready for a start, folks, here in the second of the heats, and a green light, here we go, 10 to go here on the clock, and it's the 8 of Chase Reinerson, got out to a pretty good start there, the 14, Dalton Lane, very handy in the championship as well. He will set off on the chase, so to speak, to chase down Mr. Reinerson there. 42 of Mason Watson, nice start from him, he's up in the third position with Lucas Hines in fourth, behind them the 18 of the rookie Cochrane down there as well. Trent Dalton didn't get to a start. He's back there in pit lane. So it's Rhino up the inside, getting past up the inside there, just momentarily from Dalton Lane. So this is going to be a tight little battle between these two guys, both riding that high cushion here at the start of this race. Still 8 laps to go, folks, as they come into 3 and 4. And you can see Reinerson just trying to get those rear wheels on that cushion. That's where the grip is here early on, folks. But then you'll see it shift down to the bottom of the track, which is what Dalton Lane just did then. Lost a bit of momentum as well, but he's going to have a second crack at it here through 3 and 4 he goes. The side-by-side just briefly, but Reinerson with the better momentum up there on that high line. Here goes Dalton Lane again, just looking to eke out some of that loose gravel down there at the bottom line. He tries again. Here he goes, getting closer, getting further away. He goes back to that high line. The cushion is the place to be here, folks, right now. Here goes Dalton looking up the inside. Ooh, very dicey there. Had to pull out of it there as well. And doing a great job. He's off the pace, says Watson. I don't know who's off the pace. I'm not too sure who's talking about there himself. He ended up winning that one, but it's not happening. Here goes Rhino around the outside, looking pretty good here with 4 laps to go into 3 and 4 for the 6th time. And he's got this race under control here at the moment. Dalton Lane just trying to throw the kitchen sink at him here at the moment, but just cannot find the pace to be able to stave a move. Here's Lucas Hines just sitting pretty out there in no man's land, really, in the 17. No one to worry about at the moment except for this man here, Mason Watson, who's made up a bit of ground on the 17 as well. With 2 laps to go, it might just be a bridge too far. But anyway, up to the front, it's Chase Reinerson, holds pace here with, we go 1.5 laps to go. He comes around 3 and 4 for the second last time. And you can see Dalton in the back there. I'll tell you what, Rhino's come to play tonight. He's got the old, the ebony horn flowing and hard as at the front. This is the final lap, and it will be Chase Reinerson takes the checkered flag here in this one, barring disaster around the final couple of turns here at Lernerville Speedway. Takes that checkered flag. Dalton Lane in P2. Had a crack at him at the start, but just could not keep up once the rhythm came in. Hinesy there in third position in the 17. Had a lonely race. So did they all, actually. They all sort of spread out really early. And that was kind of all she wrote there. The third of the heats is up now. We've got Mason Rainey. So is that any relation to Robert Rainey? We got another father-son combo here, or we got brothers or cousins or what? Let us know in the chat. Andrew Wagner joins them with Jacob Bland, Blake Daniels, and Scotty Miller. Another debutant here. Another rookie, as they say in the USA. A few rookies out there tonight. Well, at least a couple that we've seen so far. We'll see when they all go racing together. Just the pace of these guys. But we are gritting up now, folks. Tell you what, it's almost beer time here in Australia. Getting pretty hot outside. Absolutely murder a coldie right now, I'll tell you what. But it's before lunch, and my wife will be upset with that, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we do what we can out here. Andrew Wagner in the 3. He'll be on the outside line. It'll be Mason Rainey down off the front there in the inside. Keep an eye on this guy, folks. The 5 car of Blake Daniels. Warming up those tyres, I think. He's my predictor here for this one. My prediction, should I say. He'll go a long way in this one. Don't you worry about that. Just got to get the start. What it's all about here, folks, in this dirt racing. If you can nail the starts, why we've seen Watson so good this season as well, just nailing the restarts. I'm in Brisbane, Bradley Cairns. So it's a bit later in the day than it is in Perth. Thank God. We're about ready for a start, folks, in the third of the heats tonight. Oh, and Rainey goes after a little bit of help there from Jacob Bland in the 6 car. And it's go, go, go. Mason Rainey out there to a nice lead. It's the 6 car travelling up sideways, and they go 4 wide there with Bland and the 3 of Andrew Wagner getting involved. But here comes Blake Daniels now on the inside, sliding through up into P2. Great start from him. He will go side by side with the 6 now through 3 to 1 and 2 it is. As you can see, a nicer camera angle there. We get a better view, and they come together. Nice little bit of elbow touching there, but it's Blake Daniels has the advantage. He takes off down the street and gets up into P2 now. Mason Rainey still out in front, holds his own here at the moment. It's Jacob Bland looking to take the fight to the 5 as well, with Andrew Wagner chiming in behind. Let's see where Scotty Miller is, the debutant down here, the rookie in the 85, just trying to stick onto the back of him. But the battle's on up here because Jacob Bland giving Blake Daniels a run for his money as well. But it's Andrew Wagner now up into the middle spot, and it's Bland down to the bottom, and they maybe come together there a little bit. You can see them just dropping off the pace as Blake Daniels starts to pick it up just a little bit. These two side by side, but it's Jacob Bland has the advantage. But look at Daniels riding that top line there, smoke out the back as well. And Rainey now just didn't see him coming. Thank you very much. Takes that inside run, and he will take that with both hands. He'll have the momentum as well once they get up to turns 1 and 2 and sling it around that top line. And I think this could be all she wrote for poor old Mason Rainey. You can see him just trying to hold him off the best he can. Goes for that low line, digs it in with a fair bit of angle there as well on the corner entry. But I think that's going to be enough there for Blake Daniels just to hold his line up there on the top and drive it around momentum style. Here he goes, folks. 4 laps to go here at Lernerville in the third of the heat. And Blake Daniels, my prediction, folks, gets to the front of the field. We should have a little betting company here, folks. That would be probably not profitable to me anyway. I'd get absolutely rinsed. But it's Blake Daniels out in front. Mason Rainey up here on debut as well. I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen his face before. It's Jacob Bland down there in third position with Scotty Miller back there at the back with Andrew Wagner as well. 2 laps to go, and it's Daniels out in front. This track change might have just caught a few drivers out, folks, because we usually see a bit closer racing here in the heat races. But tonight they've all sort of spread out like your mum's washing on the line. Blake Daniels crossing the line now for the win in the third of the heats here tonight. Who's going to get P2? It's very close. It's Jacob Bland in the 6th, just edging out Rainey for third. Scotty Miller in 4th position, and Wagner takes it back to pit lane early. There we go, folks. That's the I think that's all of the heat race is done and dusted, unless we've got another one lined up as well. I don't think so. That could be it, folks. And I do not see Tyler Worley's name anywhere. So the title fight between the top 2 dogs has come down to this, and I think that could be all she wrote. Braden Watson signing his check already as the cavalry come bursting through the pit lane gates. They all want to get out there first. We've got a slight warm-up here before we get underway with our feature race for the UMPs this evening. 40 laps of Lernerville Speedway coming up shortly, folks, after a quick word from our sponsors.
Safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customisation for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to...
Alrighty, you gentlemen and ladies out there in YouTube, Facebook, Twitch land, wherever you're tuning in here, Sensational TV, welcome to the show. We're just getting ready for a start here. The feature race of the first half of this evening. The UMP Dirt Modifieds. Going to be Chase Rhino. Rhino Rhinoson off the front. There he is in the 93, Mr. Watson. No, they're just sorting their positions out, so once that all gets sorted out, then we will know. Could be Robert Rainey, could be Chase, could be Blake Daniels. Any one of these drivers that won their heat races. It's going to be Watson off the front. That's going to be hard for the field behind. Rhino will line up on his outside with Blake Daniels behind him. P3, Robert Rainey in fourth. Then we've got Dalton Lay, Jacob Bland, Annette Moore, Lucas Hines, Mason Rainey, Mason Watson, Scott Miller, Kendall Bennett, Robert Cochran, Wagner Keane, and Dalton at the very back. Trent Dalton, we've seen, has been pretty quick in this season, so he'll be trying to cut his way through the field once we go green. Great racing coming in front of us here at Lernerville Speedway. Hopefully better commentary as well. There goes Blake Daniels up into P2. He's got Chase Rhinoson on the top line. Robert Rainey follows him through with the 14 of Dalton Lane hitting the low line here early on. He goes up on the inside. 3 wide they go. The 3, 8 and the 12 and the 14 chiming in on the inside. That's beautiful. Oh, a little touch there between Rainey and Dalton. He spits him out into Annette Moore, and she has a bit of a squirrel there as well. Gets back into the rhythm of racing, and they go again. At the front, it's Braden Watson just out to about 3 or 4 car lengths in front of Daniels and Rhinoson, who are side by side here as well. Chase going the low line. Daniels riding that cushion all the way to the top. That's the way to do it. Ducks up the inside because Rhinoson goes a bit wide there through 1 and 2. And we're racing nice and clean here, folks. This is a great start from the boys. And it's Dalton now just, Blake Daniels on the top line. Chase Rhinoson looking underneath him with 4 laps to go. Oh no, big mistake there from Blake. Goes way too wide. Hits that top cushion and goes over it off into no man's land. He's going to go out there again by the looks of it, almost just hanging onto it. But look at them battling up here. It's the 42 of Mason. Now the 132 goes into Cochran, I think it was, or Trent Dalton, and turns him around. And that will be the first of the cautions tonight, folks. I spoke too soon. They were battling hard through there. Massive mistake from Blake Daniels. Put him well behind the 8 ball. But I think that caution couldn't have come at a better time for him. He's now will have another restart with the field bunched up in front of him. He might be able to get at least back up to where he was before. You could tell, I mean, he was... he was flying in the early heats as well. So, no stranger to this circuit. Lernerville, we've raced here before in these cars. I think it was Watson that took the chockies of that one earlier on. I think it was round 1, folks. But who's going to take the fight to him? With the absence of Tyler Worley tonight, Can it be Reinerson? Can it be Daddy? Down there in the 12. Or can Dalton Lane maybe stage a fight? A comeback from P4 here in the first of the restarts. Let's find out, folks. Let's go racing again. The caution is down, and it's green flag racing here, and it's Braden Watson out to an early lead. Easy as you like. It's Reinerson there riding the top line. Daddy following him around as well, with Dalton Lane just chiming in as well, with Lucas Hines looking to avoid him on the inside line. They're 4 wide there. That's Annette Moore up the inside line. Very low indeed. It's Hines just getting tangled up with the 6 car of Jacob Bland, and Blake Daniels, bouncing off the inside wall there somehow, keeping the car together and avoiding another caution. But these guys are 3 wide as well. That's Mason Rainey just on the top there doing his best, and you can see them all just getting into a double file here at the moment as they sort themselves out. Up the front, made Braden Watson out to a clear lead. Chase Reinerson in no man's land. Then it's Robert Rainey being pressured a little bit by Dalton Lane as he gets to work through the middle of this circuit. Then it's Hines sliding up the inside of Slam and Sambo, who's come from nowhere in the 28. He's up 4 positions now and looking dangerous, going to work on the back of Lucas Hines. Then we've got Annette Moore being, chasing the 6 of Bland. And Blake Daniels just up the middle there of those guys. Annette Moore on the top, looking dangerous. She's been pretty good in the past of this series as well. Right in the thick of it here, that's for sure. Chase Reinerson now taking over the lead. Where is Watson gone? He's falling down the inside. He's off the circuit, folks. What's happened here? He's absolutely come a gutser. He's come off the top of the line, and we've seen that happen to Blake Daniels earlier on, and he ends up down behind him there in the 93. That's terrible luck there for Braden Watson, but he's still got 29 laps to go to make up that position. Chase Reinerson out there in front. He won't believe the luck he's had. Here is 14 and 12 of Robert Rainey. Just looking up the inside there. Let's ride on board with Rainey and see where he's at. Very close quarters to the 14. Beautiful racing between these 3 guys. As we go back to the outside cams, we can get a better sense of what's going on. Here they go through 1 and 2. And it's all holding stations here. A nice little gap between all of them. Where have we got some battles down the circuit? We've certainly got a caution, that's for sure. What's happened here, folks? It looks like Brian Keane has come a gutser. Let's see what happened here. He's in the 13 car, the pink one. And just an overzealous 93 with a bit of red mist. Red mist pissed because of his own mistakes back there, and he's just turned Brian Keane around. Not too happy with that, would Keaney be? Or not too keen on that idea, so to speak. They line up again. The second caution, they've been well behaved tonight, I tell you what. Almost halfway through the race and only 2 cautions in. That's how you go racing, folks. Yellow flag still out. Our racing pace truck. Getting these cars back in order. Going to be Reinerson and Dalton off the front row. Rainey and Lucas Hines off the second. Hines making his way through. He's up 4 positions. Slam and Sambo in the 28, the yellow car. Up 5 positions. Trent Dalton, who we did mention at the start of this race, started at the back. He's up 10. There in P7. Great start from him. Here we go racing again. We're green, green, green. And it's the 8 of Reinerson holding court here. But look up the inside. It's Robert Rainey sliding up. And the switchback's on with Dalton. Goes up the inside there. Now it's going to be Dalton Lane looking for the front of this field now. Sliding up into the lap of the 8. Will there be enough momentum from Chase Reinerson to ride that low line here and get that P1 back? They're battling side by side. Going to work. Here they come. Now it's Robert Rainey looking down the bottom. And they go 3 wide. It's Dalton in the middle. Reinerson at the top looking for the switchback. He goes to the middle. Slam and Sambo's chimed in as well. This is beautiful racing from the boys. The 8 of Reinerson back out to the front with Dalton Lane in second position. Robert Rainey now, but it looks like Dalton Lane is going to attack down into 3 and 4. Slides up, but the inside run is pretty hot here. Here comes Chase Reinerson, keeping his wits about him. Knows when to go low, knows when to go high, and does that job there. They're this time really nicely, but now it's Dalton's turn. He goes down to the low line, slides up high, and this is bringing Robert Rainey right back into this race as well. Slamming Sambo, a little bit of a mistake there, and now that will leave him vulnerable to Lucas Hines around his outside. But look at Dalton Lane now right over the back of Chase Reinerson as we got 22 laps to go here. The racing's fierce. They go side by side now. Robert Rainey is chiming in on the back of him too. He's just looking for a way through, but there's no way through because there's two of these cars parked sideways across the Lernerville circuit at the moment. This is heavy racing, beautiful stuff. Where's Braden Watson? He's down there in 7th position, just trying to cut his way through the field, but with the high line being so good at the moment, it's just Leapfrog City at the front with Chase Reinerson now just starting to eke out about a half a tenth gap, or half a second gap to Dalton Lane, and it's Robert Rainey now taking advantage of that because it was, I think, a little bit of a mistake there from Lane, and that's pushed him back into the lap. But look at this gaggle of cars here at the moment. It's Lucas Hines, Blake Daniels, and Slam and Sambo, and on the back of them, it's this man here, the championship leader, and he's driving angry. Don't you worry about that. He can see the dust kicking up into his face. He'll be pretty pissed off about his own mistake earlier on in this race, trying to claw back what he can for the remainder of this, which is 18 laps to go. Look at this. 2 by 2 they go. Daniels on the high. We got Lucas Hines on his inside. They go 4 wide. This is beautiful stuff. Slam and Sambo right goes low, and there's Lucas Hines in the middle. Braden Watson opting for a late apex and gets pretty much spat out the back. Up the front with 17 to go. It's the 8 of Chase Reinerson being chased down now by Dalton Lane, who's just taken a bit of that lead out of his handy book now. They go side by side this time, but the momentum off the top is just too good here at the moment. Daddy's doing a great job down there in P3, untouched so far. Blake Daniels battling his way back up to where he was after the initial mistake sent him packing over the top of the berm. Here's Braden Watson now looking up the, having a bit of a slide through on Lucas Hines. Lucas was all there for it, knew it was coming, avoided him, now looking for the switchback this time, but Watson just placing that car in the perfect position, manages to consolidate that overtake, and now he takes over P5, and now we'll chase down Blake Daniels in P4, but we got a caution, folks. What's happened here? Can't see anything. It just looks like Brian Keane at the back there. Scotty Miller is a lap down. There's nothing coming up on my replay screen except for this, but I think this was well before the caution. It's Andrew Wagner in the 3. It was. Yeah, it was Brian Keane in the 13, just hitting the outside barrier there. And the old knock-on effect. Claimed a couple of casualties there. Bradley Cairns in the chat says that was some of the best racing I've seen on dirt. Hell yeah, it was. That's good stuff. I tell you what, it's kind of like F1. You take away, the McLarens and Max, and it's fair racing all the way down the pack. That's what's happened. Not the best for Braden Watson, but once he was back in the field, it was race on at the front. Still got 12 laps till the end of this one. Don't discount him yet. He's in P5. He's won from there before, folks. As we go Greenlight Racing one more time here in the Winter Series. 12 laps to go, and it's a great start from Robert Rainey, actually. Gets right up beside Dalton Lane now as Braden Watson looking for a way through down that bottom line as well. But it's Reinerson high. It's Dalton on the middle. Slides out wide there. A little bit of contact there. Goes to Reinerson around. Contact with Daniels. Contact with Watson and the rest of the field. It's going to be a caution, folks. That was hairy stuff. Don't you worry about that, but I tell you what, where are they going to place these cars once they get them back into it? This was earlier on, folks. Let's go back to the crash. That was it. We missed the start of it. Dalton Lane now takes over. It was Chase Reinerson, the biggest loser out of this. He's down in 15th position now. He was leading this race. A little bit of contact between just this front crew here. Were racing so hard side by side. And it's inevitable when there's that hard of racing, there's going to be a little bit of rubbing. And if you rub these cars at the wrong angle when they're sideways, they can just get a little bit of that arse momentum and around they go. And that's what happened to poor old Rhino. He'll be charging down there. He's actually been given the green flag to come back to where he was. So he will resume the fight at the front of the field. Justice is served, folks, and Dalton Lane will line up on his outside. Robert Rainey, Blake Daniels off the second row. Then Watson and Hines, Slam and Sambo back there too, with Trent Dalton still on the move. It all just depends how we can get this restart. And if we can. About time we go, folks. We got the iRacing Pace truck about to leave us. And we're going to go again. Holding them for a bit longer than usual, but here we go. It's green light racing now, and it's Chase Reinerson back to where he was before the mistake. This time, Daddy is ready, doing the same down that low line. Trent Dalton Lane in the middle, and then at the back we've got Daniels and Watson side by side. Look at Rainey though, up the inside. Beautiful manoeuvre from them, making contact with Dalton Lane, and that almost set off another chain reaction, but they're 3 or 4 wide here at the moment. Braden Watson in the middle, Blake Daniels high with Hines and Slam and Sambo down the middle there as well. Slam and Sambo goes low here, looking for that inside run, but you can see it's just better to be on the outside here at the moment. Look at Blake Daniels riding that top line with Dalton Lane in front of him. And just a bit of a mistake there from Lane as well. That's going to let Slam and Sambo and Blake Daniels up the inside. Oh, pushing it to the very edge of the track there, Dalton Lane. And round he goes. Gets pushed around by the 4 car that was sitting in his back pocket there as well. Oh, another caution. Dalton Lane on his roof. He's going to need some help there once the field comes back around. You'll see he'll get a little help from his friends here, don't you worry. Someone will push him. No, will they? No one wants to turn him back around, folks. We might have an extended caution here while he gets towed back to the pit lane. Oh, there we go. Brian Keane just trying to give him a little helping hand. Wasn't going to happen for him this time, but Dalton Lane might be out of this race, folks. Needs a tow back to the pit lane. And needs to get going again, because you can't just sit there on your roof the entire race. Here we go. Chase gives him a wacko. Here goes Watson as well. This time they're trying to get him on his... Yeah, he's back on his wheels. Beautiful stuff. What we like to see here. The DSTW Racing League. Everyone helping each other out under the caution here. This is the 5th caution of the race. Not many laps to go, folks. Maybe 5, 6, 7 at most. And it's Rainey who's made his way up to the front row. We go racing one more time, folks. That was quick fire. And it's Chase Reinerson being chased down by Robert Rainey, who's going to have a look into turns 1 and 2. Slides right out into the lap of Reinerson. He sees him coming and avoids him, gives him a little bit of a love tap on the way through and says, mate, I don't know about that. And we've got another caution. What's happened here? Watson's Kamagutsa this time. He's in there. He's turned Slam and Sambo around, copped a bit of his own medicine as well, and the rest of the field comes streaming through. He's on his roof this time. No one helping out the admin here for DSTW League. He sits there on his roof as we speak. Come back now. We pushed over the top line. And he'll chase him around back to the main field. We'll see what happens here, because we might be going racing by the time he gets back, and that might be the end of Watson for this race. Not many laps to go, remember. We'll see where he ends up in this field. He's been told to stay at the back by the looks of it. No, he's going to get the free kick back to where he was, maybe P5, P6. P5 it is. Can win from there, we've seen it, but I'll tell you what, the field is feisty in front of him. Daniels is ready, Slam and Sambo's ready. So is Daddy. Whee! calming it down. This will be one more lap to go before we go racing one more time. 6 cautions. This is possibly a world record here for the DSTW League in a feature race. World record of minimum cautions, mind you. Look at that, he's warming his tyres, letting the Rhino know that he's there, and he's absolutely going to have a send the first opportunity that he gets. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we are now green light racing one more time here in the heat, or the feature race here at DSTW UMP Modified. And Robert Rainey misses the start just a little bit there, and that affords Rhino a little bit of breathing room. But the man with a great start was there in the 28. Slam and Sambo looking good on that low line as well, as they all come filing through. It's Blake Daniels. Oh, a little bit of contact there with Robert Rainey. Has to avoid him. So does Watson as well. That spits the 2 of Trent Dalton back down the order as well. He had to check up a bit, but Slam and Sambo's just had it all his own way there in the middle. Could not get the traction down, however, so he will fall down to P5 here at the moment. Rhino still got the lead with Daddy in second position. Blake Daniels around the outside of Watson here as well. They're all looking for that high line. You can only go for the low if you really want to just try and send it into the lap and position your car where they cannot get that switchback on. But this time the switchback was on, and Rhino says that's how you do it, folks. 3 laps to go here. We are racing tight at the front. It's the 8 and the 12 of Daddy Rainey and Chase Ryderson. Here they go. Watson with just slamming Blake Daniels off the edge of the circuit, so he won't be in this race, I think, any further part. It's going to be one of these 2 guys who can take it. Slam and Sambo, maybe. He's chiming in, looking pretty pacey at this time of the race. 2 laps to go, but a big mistake there from Daddy. That's going to let Ryderson straight up to the lead on this final lap. White flag, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very tight once we get to the checkered flag. Watson's dropped off the side there. That's going to kill his chances in this one. It's Ryderson who's done the hard work in this race. We've seen him on his route, but here he goes. Takes the checkered flag. Ryderson wins the feature race this evening. Slam and Sambo gets P2. Robert Rainey P3. What a race. Wowee, that was unreal stuff. That whole entire race, battling for the lead. Goodness me, folks, that is how you go racing. Bradley Cairns says that's the best racing he's seen on dirt. Said that earlier, but I'm going to say it again. That was the highlight so far of this season. Ladies and gentlemen, how close do you want it? Official results up on your screen now. Rhino gets the win. Mars in second. Rainey third. Dalton fourth. Lane fifth. Mason Rainey sixth. Jacob Bland seventh. Watson eighth. Bennett ninth. Watson 10th. With Wagner, Daniels, Hines, Cochran, Moore, Keane and Miller rounding out the field. Gee whiz, that was huge. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back to, the late models here at Oswego. So hold on to your hats, folks. There's going to be just a short break whilst we switch servers. I get some lubrication for my throat. And we'll be back racing just after the break.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with Wicked Audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. sim racers as well. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
And expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV back in Speed Nation to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Alrighty, folks, we're back here in the sensational commentary box for the DSTW Racing League Winter Series. We're back here at the Crate Lakes at Oswego. Bit of a different circuit. This one a little bit longer. A little bit more straightaways. And a little bit more speed. These guys have been racing pretty exclusively around really short, tight circuits in these things. And tonight, going for something a little bit different here at Oswego. And will we see some different drivers rising to the top in the sort of a longer, long-form dirt racing here, ovals. Still only half a mile in length, mind you. It's not ridiculously long. But you can see on the track map, and you can see from the skies, that they do get a little bit more straight line action. You can see here, at least a little bit of time to gain some momentum before they're sliding in hard. It looks like Braden Watson just struggling a little bit there. Seen a couple of times him now in this practice session, just sort of bumping off the sides there. However, the format remains the same. They're going to get 2 hot qualifying laps coming up very, very shortly. Followed by some heat races. Probably going to get 3 of those. 6, 12, 18. Yeah, we're going to get 3 heats. 10 laps apiece. And then obviously the grand finale, a 40-lap feature race coming at us hard. I reckon there's going to be some great racing around this circuit. You see down into 3 and 4, the entry is a little bit shallower than it is into 1 and 2, so that could catch out some drivers. Oh. Damaged cars there, but thankfully we've got a quick repair on here in the server, so these cars can keep driving out there. Wow, they're really getting stuck into each other here, folks, in this practice session. Only a couple of minutes to go here before we're underway in at least some qualifying. And we're going to see if Braden Watson can make some sort of redemption for the bit of a Barry Crocker that he had in the first race there at the UMPs. He just, as we saw, a couple of laps from the end, just disappeared over the top berm, and that was the end of him. Ended up finishing 7th or 8th. I think in the championship standings, he's probably still going to be pretty safe. Dalton Lane did get a better finish than him, so he might have made up a few points there. But obviously, Tyler Worley not present tonight means that was a bit of a let-off for Watson, and he could have a bit of a shocker, and it's not going to hurt him too much there in his championship fight. But I'll tell you what, if he makes it two races in a row, that man there in the 1 car might just be able to launch some kind of attack here in the championship. Keep an eye on that. He's made up a few points there off the first round. See how he goes here in the second. Who else is looking good around here at the moment? Willie Cuddy. We saw his name on the starting list last week, but he didn't actually race. Now, if you've been in the dirt racing oval scene, you would have seen that name pop up. He's pretty quick, folks. Are you worried about that? Let's see what Will Cuddy does here. We're going to... Actually, he's not even out on circuit yet. We'll go with Annette Moore, because she's out there circulating in the 2 car. The red, white, and blue, folks. Same colour as the Australian flag. Yes, there's another flag that has those colours. I don't know which one it is, though. But she launches into her first lap now. Let's try in the cockpit. Let's see the wheel work here from Annette Moore as she goes over the start-finish line now into turn 1 and 2. You You see that turn one's quite sharp compared to this one here is 3 and 4. You can go this sort of shallow entrance and flick it out wide, but you can see she's pulling on the wheel a little bit there. First time across will be an 18-1, so straight to the top and immediately eclipsed by Watson there as well. Second hot lap now. Oh, a lot of counter steer there. Ooh, is it going to be quick? We go across the line now. It's a non-improvement. Oh, and slaps it into the wall. Mason Watson currently on pole position, immediately eclipsed by the 25 of Reinison. See how Rhino goes about it. Plenty of counter steer here in the 25 car. Goes across the line. Does he improve? He does not. A 17.742 is his best. Braden Watson could only manage an 18.08, should I say, so it's 3/10 off. A fair whack here in the short course like this. Reinison on fire. What a lap from him. Willie Kelly still yet to come out onto the circuit, so maybe just a practice. Maybe just a practice man. Doesn't want to get out there and have a race. Let's see what Daddy's doing. He's out there. His first lap was an 18.16. Around 3 and 4 here at the moment for the final time here. Robert Rainey, let's see if he can make an improvement on his previous lap. He does. An 18 dead. That puts him up into third. Lucas Hines is out there as well. His first lap was an 18 dead, so possibly an improvement coming here if he can get it right. He's around 3 and 4 as we speak. Crossing the line now, non-improvement. It was an 18.2 there last time around, so that is qualifying done and dusted. And it's the Rhino up there with a 2/10 advantage over Mason Watson. Not the Watson we thought we were going to see up there in the front. Nevertheless, we're on here for some heat racing. 10 laps here at the beautiful Oswego circuit as the sun sets in the distance too. It's very beautiful. It's golden hour. All the photographers out there, all the influencer girls taking photos with that beautiful soft orange sunset happening in the distance. Trent Dalton off the front, Blake Daniels next to him. Then we got Dalton Lane, Chase Reinison, Andrew Wagner, Scotty Miller on debut, the rookie tonight. Let's see if he fares better in these late models. They're a bit heavier, they're a bit faster, a bit harder to control. But geez, they look good out there on circuit, these cars. And they sound good too. Wow. Who's your predictions for this one? Can Chase Reinison cut his way through the field? I think he can. He's looking pretty good tonight. Got the win in the feature race just before. He's looking to consolidate that. 2 from 2 here in the late models, but iRacing pace truck off the circuit now. It's all down to Trent Dalton. He's got the field in his hand. Set for a start. And we're racing as these big old V8s warm up to it. And it's Dalton into the front. You got Blake Daniels just behind him there with the one of Dalton Lane slotting in on that low line. Chase Reinison looking the high line as well. But he's got Andrew Wagner on his inside too. Very close to contact there with the 8 sliding right out. But it's Chase Reinison now gets the power down and looking to make an attack there on the one of Dalton Lane. It's looking pretty tight indeed. Let's get to Let's go upstairs, folks. Let's get to the blimp cam. We can see just the angle that these cars turn in on. Oh, a bit too much there for Reinerson. Overcooked it and plants the front end into the inside barrier. So to the front of the field, it's Trent Dalton who controls the pace with Blake Daniels a couple of car lengths behind him, looking to attack, and a nice little gap back to the one car of Trent Dalton. There's Chase Reinerson, this time getting the turn right and making up a fair bit of ground in the way. Then we've got Wagner, and to the back it's Scotty Miller, but the front it's on because they're three wide. Look at this, they've come together. It's Daniels, it's Dalton, and the Dalton Lane as well. That lets Chase Reinerson up the inside with all those guys kerfuffling. That is absolutely insane racing from all three of those guys, and Blake Daniels just bins it into the outside bin, so into the outside wall, so he's done for this heat. It's Chase Reinerson who takes over control with 6 laps to go here in the first of the heats. Behind him is Dalton Lane. Both of these guys a chance in the championship, but Dalton Lane wants to do one better. He goes right up behind the back of Chase Reinerson here as they go into turns 1 and 2, and it's Dalton looking up the inside. Beautiful positioning there with the car. They both just rub doors and trade paint just a little bit off the inside wall. That's going to put Reinerson to the outside, but very well done to avoid that. That could have been a huge crash. And now look, it's Trent Dalton that's chimed in on the back. He can see it all out the front of that late model car. You can see the mud slinging up behind the rear tyres of these two, and it's Chase Reinerson still in the front of this one. 4 laps to go. Around the outside is Dalton Lane. He's going to look to go that low line, but they all go that way, so there's no way through there for this time. It's Reinerson controlling the pace. These three have cut clear of the rest of them. You can see Andrew Wagner in the back. Blake Daniels, after a big mistake, is gone. Oh, there goes Reinerson making a huge mistake into the outside fence. That lets Trent Dalton through, and then him and Lane lock together as well, locking horns as you wish there with the old the Rhino. But it's Dalton Lane now taking over control of P2. Trent Dalton is gone and gone. He's walking off down the circuit now. It's a battle for P2. It's Dalton Lane in front. We got Reinerson in third. Then it's Wagner chiming in now with all the action happening in front of him. White flag, folks. So the fire last time around, and it's Trent Dalton here who's looking good to take the checkered flag in this first of the heat races. Out of 3 and 4 now, he takes the jockeys. Well done to him. Dalton Lane takes P2. There's a big accident in the back here with Reinerson and Wagner, I think, getting tangled up with Blake Daniels coming through into 4, so some consolidation for him. Scotty Miller in 5th, and Andrew Wagner just getting across the line there for 6th position. All happening, folks. Now, the second of the heat races, and we're back to the midday. We've got a little more harsh light out there. But it's Brian Keane, Sam Mars off the front. Then we got Watson off the middle row. Kendall Bennett looking to make it 3 wide already. we're just gridding up, pal. And Mason Rainey at the back there in the 49. So we saw Slam and Sambo here. He was pretty quick in the UMPs tonight, so he might be just cherry ripe for this. Brian Keane had a bit of a shocker in the UMPs as well, so I think Slambo will be looking to get past him quick as he can. Otherwise, there could be some, well, we don't know. We saw him bouncing off the walls like a pinball machine there in the UMPs. Hopefully he can do better here this time. But only 6 cars out there on the circuit. So not as big a consequence. Something happens. Pace car coming in now. The field is set. Excuse me. Yellow flag. What's going on here? Caution before we've even got there. Interesting. Anyway, pace track. We'll go around one more time by the looks of it. We're going to get some racing here, folks. The second of the heat races about to start. Who's your money on? Can Braden Watson make his way through the field? Can Brian Keane hold on? I reckon Slambo's looking pretty good there in the 18. Says we're green, folks, but we are not green. As that pace truck is still out there. Not sure what's going on here. iRacing is having a little bit of a moment, I believe, and that pace truck just wants to join in the race. He's still out there. Get off the field, pace truck. I think he's off now. Yes, all right. We're ready for a start here, folks. Finally, in the second of the heat races. It's going to be Brian Keane to set us off. Waiting for the call, and we are now green light racing. And what about the start from Watson? He anticipated that big time. He goes up the inside now and challenges for the lead of this race. It's Watson at the front, and now just clearing Keane. Gets to the front in no time. Beautiful positioning there from him. Here comes Slambo. He's going to try and follow his way through as Brian Keane has a bit of a moment with the outside wall. So now it's Watson with Slambo Sam in second position. Brian Keane holding on, but Mason Watson's pushing his way through on that low line, and that will be the top three here, folks, and a little bit of a gap back too. Kendall Bennett and Mason Rainey as they go side by side as well, but at the front it's Braden Watson out there clear as it goes here at the moment, because it's Sam Mars sliding up the inside, looking for that inside run down low, and it's somehow it's worked out well for him. A little bit of contact there with the 93. Here comes Slambo, pushes across the front nose of the 93, puts him into the wall, and he goes straight to the back and out of this race. There goes Slam and Sambo up into P1. I don't know if the Braden Watson will be too happy about that, but he could have kept going, but he ended up in the wall. Mason Watson in second position. Then we got Brian Keane, followed by Kendall Bennett and Mason Rainey. Braden Watson out of this race in pit lane. So big news there for him. It's Slam Mars out in front. 6 laps to go. Mason Watson trying to haul him in, but is probably 5 or 6 car lengths at the moment. Well, 2 or 3. Geez, I need to get my eyes checked sometimes. It's Brian Keane in the 16 being chased down by Kendall Bennett. Can that 132 car do something we haven't seen all season and launch an attack here? He's looking pretty good, don't you mind that? But look at this. It's Mason Watson who has now got the inside run and got the momentum. You can see the car just looking smooth as eggs through this Oswego circuit here at the moment. 4 laps to go. The 18 still controls it, but is under pressure because the 42's going to work on the back here, looking for that low line and a sling up the inside. Oh, a bit of comeuppance there. Watson, both Watsons now in the bin, in the pit lane. Brian Keane takes over the race here in first position. Kendall Bennett in second with Mason Rainey in third. Where's Sambo? He's back here in fourth. Somehow keeps the car going, so that's something. But I'll tell you what, maybe some team rules there in the Watson garage. I reckon Sam Mars taking out Braden, and then Mason comes through and says, mate, that is not on, and he slams old Sambo into the outside wall. Absolutely diabolical stuff. Let's see it again from the top view. So here's the 42 sliding it in shallow, and was never going to make that. Very questionable indeed. But revenge is best served cold, and it's freezing out there tonight because Brian Keane takes P1, and he will be absolutely loving that. Wins from pole somehow. Kendall Bennett P2, Mason Rainey P3, Slam and Sambo P4, and the Watsons both DNF'd down there in pit lane. That is a bit of a headline story, folks. What's going to happen here in the main race? That's going to be certainly a shake-up now with Keane Bennett and Mason Rainey right up there in the order. One more of the heat races to go, folks. And we're off for a 40-lap adventure around here. Bobby Cochran in the 7 car will lead them out with Annette Moore, Lucas Hines, Daddy, and Jacob Bland. 5-car field this time. So sitting on the road there, let's have some predictions in the chat. Who can get this one? Lucas Hines, got to be a favourite. And Daddy, I reckon the 17 and the 12 are certainly going to be battling this out. Well, they can get through. Annette Moore, very speedy on the day. Profitable 132 says, whenever you're streaming. No, this looks very bottish on Twitch. Why is there always bots on Twitch? I don't know. Not my favourite platform, that's for sure. But anyway, let's get ready for the third of the heats tonight. Bobby Cochran in the 7. He's on the low. Then we got Annette Moore on his outside. The 12 of Daddy and the 17 of Lucas Hines with Jacob Bland rounding out the field. This is going to be a tight little heat race. Something tells me. All these guys very pacey. As we go racing now, it's green light racing, and it's a side-by-side start between the 7 and the 2. Whoa, almost contact, or maybe just a little bit. There goes Cochran. Absolutely gets T1 wrong, and he is facing the wrong direction now. At the front, Lucas Hines takes over with Annette Moore riding the high line. Back behind them, it's Daddy looking for the low shot through, and they're side-by-side. A little bit of rubbing too. There goes Annette on the outside. Gets pushed wide from the 12. Daddy's fighting his way through here as well. Getting to work big time here, but in the meantime it's Lucas Hines just gapping them by a little bit, couple of car lengths. But look at Robert Rainey, he's got that thing hooked up here at the moment. That just looks quick to me, looks quick on paper, and here he goes side by side with the 17 through turns 3 and 4. It's a different kind of geometry between the turns here at Oswego, so you've really got to be on your wits about you. Oh, a little bit of a argy-bargy there from Annette Moore. Goes right back at Robert Rainey and says, cop that, Daddy, you're going back to P3. Lucas Hines, with 7 laps to go, leads this race. Annette Moore, in controversial circumstances, gets to P2. Then we've got Robert Rainey, who we just saw what happened to him. He's there in P3, and then a massive gap back to the 14 of Jacob Bland, and Bobby Cochran, after getting it all wrong off the start, is down there in P5. It's Lucas Hines who leads this race in the 17. Nice little gap, about half a second to the 2 car, and then behind them it's Robert Rainey. Let's ride on board with Rainey, see what he can see, because he's starting to close that gap up behind Annette Moore here at the moment. Sliding it in there through 1 and 2. Then we go down that back straight, and there's plenty of straight here at Oswego. I reckon there's enough time to sort of fix your makeup, think about your life for a little bit before you tip it in for turns 3 and 4. Here they go now, and it's actually Annette Moore who's making up a little bit of ground there on Lucas Hines. Lucas just controlling the pace for the time being, not going to give anything away with 4 laps to go, and not as much traffic up there as there was at the start. Oh, I'll tell you what, Annette Moore keeps doing that and she'll be out of the race, and she does actually, hits that barrier and straight to the pit lane. Here goes Lucas. That's promoted Daddy up to P2, so that's the easiest position he'll make all night, and we'll take that with both hands. It's a good result for him in the heat race. That'll put him in good stead for the feature race coming up in just 3 laps time. But it's Lucas Hines now with the well-deserved victory. Got there to the front very early in this race and managed to hold it there as well, whilst under a fair amount of attack there from the 2 car. It could have been very close at the start, but the 2 car just undoing her own fortune there as well, slamming the outside barrier, as we've seen a couple of times here tonight. These barriers are close up there. There's no berm to go over the top. You're straight into the wall, and that is bad news if you do that. So it's Lucas Hines now rounding the final turn on the final lap. He will take the chockies here in the third of the heats. Robert Rainey takes P2, and Robbie Cochran, of all people, after absolutely slamming it at the start, has somehow claimed P3. He'd be happy with that. Annette Moore sitting in the pit lane, and Jacob Bland finally getting around for P4. The heat race is done and dusted, folks. We're going to get our grid set for the feature race in just a moment as the sun sets in the distance here at Oswego. And they come out for the final warm-up session of the evening before we hit the green light racing. So it's time, folks. Hold on to your hats. Go and refill your drinks. Do whatever you need to do because we're about to go racing here. Feature race in the late models here at Oswego in just a moment after a word from our sponsors.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with wicked audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well, listen up ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter and feel every corner. From real world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide. We're back on circuit now and we're about to get started here for our feature race of the evening in the late models as Trent Dalton off the front. Oh, what's happened here? He's just bumped old Keeney. They like to have fun out here. It's Brian Keane off the front. The 13 of Trent Dalton. Then we got Lucas Hines and Dalton Lane behind them. Daddy in the 12. Kendall Bennett in the 1-3-2. Chase Reinerson back there in 8th. Mason Rainey next to him. Then we got Robbie Cochran, Blake Daniels down in 10th. Annette Moore, Mason Watson, Sam Mars in 13th. Andrew Wagner, Jacob Bland and Braden at the very back after failing to complete the heat races. Going to be a few cautions in this one, I believe. So it's going to be all about self-preservation, folks. Whether you can get through. Get through to the front. Look at Daddy up there. I love how they interact with each other on the track before we go racing. There goes the pace car. There goes the music. And there goes the smiles, because it's all down to this now. Serious stuff. Serious business. Dalton and Keane off the front row. Who's going to get the shot? And it's Dalton actually caught Keane napping. And Hines is through up into P2 as well. Beautiful start from him. And it's Dalton Lane on the low line looking sharp. And Brian Keane has slapped the outside wall already. And we got a caution before we even finish the lap. A big start there from Reinerson, if that's where he's going to end up in P3, as they all start to wreck. Turns 3 and 4. I think this is what caused the caution. And then look at the 12 car there above Daddy. No, it was 132. It was Bennett that was spinning around like a dreidel there at the moment. And they all pile up. So, caution in the first lap. Oh boy, I hope this isn't foreshadowing what we're going to get
tonight. They were so good in the UMPs, folks. Give him a round of applause. I'll tell you what. Very well behaved in the UMPs. Probably a world record of least amount of cautions. But I'll tell you what, we got one in the first lap. It doesn't bode well, especially with the grid being so jumbled up too. A lot of those heat races not going to plan for a lot of these fast guys. So some of the mid-pack warriors finding themselves up a little bit further in the starting grid as they used to. And you're going to have some feisty customers coming, biting the heels, so to speak, as they come, flying through the field. Brian Keane, however, gets a second bite at the cherry after making a bit of a mess of the start in the first time around. Trent Dalton, I expect to do the same thing. He does, and look at Lucas Hines there. Geez, he was ready, and right there he is, down on the low line, and it's Dalton now slinging it up high. Kendall Bennett there as well, and we've got another caution. Was that Keane again? Dead set. The 85 car is crap. No, it was Brian Keane who has binned it again off the start. That's twice. And turned around, well, some other cars that are coming through. Scotty Miller in the 85 being one who's still sitting on the roof of his vehicle. There we go, back on the wheels. Thank you, Robert Rainey. They get by with a little help from their friends, folks, here in this Dick Slaps and Tallywhacks Racing League. I think this time Brian Keane's going to go to the back. He does. He actually goes to the pit lane, so he's done. Now we're going to get Lucas Hines lining up in the P2 position on the outside, on the top of the track. Trent Dalton down low. Then behind them, Dalton Lane and Kendall Bennett looking pretty pacey off the start here as well, mind you, with Daddy on the outside. So Chase Reinerson back there, pole sitter. He's quick when he can get some clear air. Can he get some clear air? Certainly won't at this point in the race. He's buried in the pack. Two laps down, two cautions down. Can we get 40? I'm going to have to get the... What's that Simpsons line? Nurse, cancel my 2 o'clock. Could be here a while, folks. That's okay. As long as the racing's good at some stage. Look at them all backing up. See, this is what I mean. It is an absolute car park here at the moment. These guys don't know what order they're supposed to be in, which doesn't bode well for a restart. Something tells me.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
We'll see it when I believe it. But let's go racing again, folks. The pace is controlled now by Trent Dalton. Coming out of the final turn is across the line here. Under caution, the pace truck's in. We're going to go racing out of this turn here. This turn 1 and 2 here at Oswego. The tension is aplenty. When's he going to go? Lucas Hines looking for that inside line. You can see he's just sort of given that up to Dalton Lane, who cheekily takes over P2. That's not where you're supposed to be, old son. He goes back to where he should be. Now they line up 2 by 2, and I think this time we're going to get some green light action in. You can see Dalton Lane just trying to get up the inside. I think it's not where you're supposed to be either, old son. Some confusion here over the restart. I don't think anyone knows where they're supposed to be in the lineup. Certainly Trent Dalton off the front. Certainly Lucas Hines up high. And then from there on, it's your guess. I think they're trying to guess too. Still under caution, folks. There we go racing now, and oh, what a beautiful start there from Trent Dalton. Absolutely caught the field napping, and Lucas Hines follows him out, but with a little gap. It's Dalton Lane there in third position, Kendall Bennett in fourth. Behind them, it's Chase Reinerson taking that high line. Has to get out of it, though, because he overcooked it on the entry, and that's going to back the whole field up. And we're still under caution. What is going on here, folks? I thought we were green light racing there for just a moment. Michael Bennett says, how the hell is Kendall up the front? Well, for how long? We'll find out, because I'll tell you why. In the heat races, it was an absolute disaster for a lot of the front guys, so they ended up at the back for this feature race, and Kendall Bennett was one of the beneficiaries of that. But now we are green light racing. Trent Dalton being hounded there from the one car. That's Dalton Lane. Lucas Hines getting shuffled back into third position as Lane goes to low line, and he's going to absolutely get this job done now on the 13. Trent Dalton shuffled back into P2. Dalton Lane takes over this race. Beautiful driving there from him as they all shuffle through here at the moment. And look at that, Rhino up into fourth position. Great start to this race for him. He there is now just hounding the outside of Hines, and Daddy just pokes his nose up through there. There's a bit of contact between those two drivers, and it looks like they get out of it unscathed somehow. But all that battling has brought Sambo right up into it too in the 18 car, the yellow one right up the inside. Kendall Bennett is proving to be just a little bit of a cork in the bottle here in this situation, and all the drivers are just trying to avoid that 1-3-2 car at all costs here at the moment. And that's Slamming Sambo slamming it up the inside, does what he does best, trying to be followed through there by Chase Reinerson as well. There's Braden Watson in that unmistakable green late model car as well. You've seen that all season. They go three wide this time, and it's Chase on the low line. He's just looking to get this job done on Kendall. Gets the job done there. Slamming Sambo slams the outside wall, manages to keep going, and everyone's pointing the right direction except for Mason Rainey. Oh, that'll bring in the third caution of the night. We did get 6 or 7 laps through, though, folks. What a man! This circuit, absolutely unreal for racing. Gets a little bit tight in the mid-pack there as well with these big heavy cars, but I tell you what, the racing is on point tonight. You can see there our little track marshal waving that yellow flag. Caution's out. Dalton Lane will be at the front. We'll see when they all shuffle themselves into the correct order. Jarrett Turner in the chat says, is the clown show back at it? If I had the if I had that circus music. Yes, well, we can say that. The first 2 laps were 2 cautions, and then we got 6 laps in before we got the third. So there's a big pace deficit out there at the moment. These cars are jumbled up from the heat races where there was a little bit of action as well, a bit of aggressive driving, and a few guys starting up the order where they're probably not used to. And it's just very hard for them to shuffle through. But now we're green light again for the 4th time this time. And it's Lane that takes over control. Trent Dalton in 2nd position with Robert Rainey in 3rd, slinging it wide. And that's Hines right out wide, almost hitting the outside fence there as well. But underneath him there is battling galore because Annette Morris made her way up into that position as well with the 93 on the low line of Hines as well. Behind him, that's Chase Reinerson, who's made his way back down the order with Kendall Bennett just dropping down one by one. Slamming Sambo, we saw get into a bit of trouble before that latest caution. He slots back in down here in 9th position. Then it's Blake Daniels, and Kendall Bennett has finally hit that outside wall. Got collected from the 85 car. They both managed to stay straight. Oh no, and then Brian Keene's on the scene, but they all stay straight, avoiding a caution, thank God. Up the front, it's Dalton Lane controls the pace now with a nice little gap over Trent Dalton in 2nd position. Robert Rainey Rainey's looking fast tonight, folks. He's right out there and doing a great job. It's the 2 car of Annette Moore there, looking good in 4th position, but it's Lucas Hines riding that cushion on the outside, trying to get the job done. It's almost 3 wide with Braden Watson joining in on the inside line. Here he goes now, sliding up, making almost contact there with the inside wall with that left front nose cone of these cars, and that's Hines. It's dropping back down through the pack as well. He made contact with the outside wall, so that's not going to fare well for his campaign tonight. Up the front with 28 laps to go, Dalton Lane still leads, but it's Trent Dalton who's starting to take that lead out of the way, and he's right up underneath the rear wing here at the moment. It's Robert Rainey in 3rd, has got it all his own way, and now we have the 4th caution of the race. It's Scotty Miller in the 85. He's had a problem back here. He's at the very back. He's just sort of Rob Chastaning it around the outside. Can't get that ass out. Oh, no, it's Bennett and the 14 of Bland who were together before him. And just arriving on the scene at an unfortunate time. No. It's good fun out here, man. These dirt races, they leave nothing to the imagination. 28 laps to go, maybe 27 when we go racing again. It's going to be Dalton, the 2 Daltons at the front. Robert Rainey still in 3rd position. Then from there on in, it's been swapsy-turvies in the old positional stakes this entire race. Watson's come from the very back. He's up 13 positions. Has dragged Annette Moore with him. He's up 8 at the moment. Chase Rhino has been up as far as 2nd or 3rd, and then he's back down to the 5th position, 6th position here at the moment. Gonna go racing again in just a moment, folks, because the pace car is in. And tell you what, Trent Dalton was ready for that, and both of those guys sling off here with the green light. Go, go, go. And they are clear of Robert Rainey. He's got his hands full with Annette Moore taking that outside line. Chase Reinerson's right there in between them as well, with Braden Watson just watching the action in front and hoping for a way through. Slam and Sambo's back there with Mason Watson and Blake Daniels too. Blake Daniels coming in hot there, almost contact. There is contact with Annette Moore as well. She goes back through the field, gathers it up somehow. Mason Watson making contact with Mars. That's the 2nd time we've seen those 2 guys come together tonight, and they're still arguing down here. The sparks are flying, and finally it's Brian Keane who arrives on the scene and ends up facing the wrong way. A lot of kerfuffling there. You can see it. You can see the foreshadowing happening. 2 tight quarters are racing there. They just got a little bit too into it. One caution brings another, folks. Plenty tonight. That's the 5th one. Not even halfway through this race. The Dalton's back off the front. Chase Reinerson now up to P3. Watch this guy. Watch the 25. He was fastest in qualifying, and by a margin too. If he can get it his own way, I reckon he is in the slot here tonight. But this guy, Braden Watson, in the 93, has proven time and time again that he's hard to beat. Even starting at the very back hasn't worried him. He's picked him off one by one. Now he's up there in the top 6. We go racing one more time here. It's green light action, and it's Dalton Lane leading the 13 of Trent Dalton. And look at Chase Reinerson now up the inside. He's got Robert Rainey on the on the high line, and Rhino gets up there as well. But now it's Rainey. He's going to try and fight it down on that low line, down the bottom here, looking for the grip, and gets it too. Really nice exit there from the 12. They're going to go side by side. It's Reinerson looking to cover him across, and another caution. Bland again. See what's happening down here. It's the 14. Brian Keane. No, it's Brian Keane, man. Get him off the track. He's causing multiple incidents already. the stewards are out there, they'd be giving him that black flag. Come in and have a hit the showers early, my friend. I mean, you're down there for what? You're 14th, 15th position. No need to be sending it in like that. Just sit behind the car in front. If you wanted to be up there, you gotta qualify better. You gotta heat race better. Just gotta be better in general. Anyway, we are lined up again for the 6th time. 18 laps under the belt. Almost halfway. The two Daltons out the front have been very fast as well off the restarts. We haven't seen them arguing too much either. It's kind of just been single file and away we go. See if we can gap the rest of them. But behind them are two speedy customers in Rainey, Reinerson, and Mars and Watson too. So the cream is starting to rise to the top here. I fear we will get, well, I think, I don't fear, I hope, we're going to get some less and less of the cautions as we go through this race. Here we go racing one more time. It's green light racing, and it's Dalton Lane getting the jump over Trent Dalton behind them. It's Reinerson as well. It's Watson now riding low on the inside of Slambo Mars, and they go side by side. A little bit of contact between them as well. Gathered it up though. Watson looking very slidey there as well, but up the inside comes Blake Daniels just to join the party and split the atom as they come past the card table for the 19th time. Here goes Braden Watson sliding through. Up the inside goes Daniels this time. The switchback is on, but Watson has the better pace this time and is able to consolidate that overtake. Up the front, it's Dalton Lane. Then behind them, it's Reinerson and Dalton battling it out here for P2. It's Reinerson down low, Dalton up high, and behind them bringing in the 12 and the 18 of Mars and Rainey. Here they go now. It's Reinerson persisting with that low line, trying to eke out a little bit of a gap to where he can actually pull that car across and get back out onto the high line, but he can't do it yet because Dalton is occupying that space and doing a great job of it. This time he does. He thinks about going back out into the lap of him, but the switchback's on. Trent Dalton goes, I'll have that this time, my old son, and he will continue the race there in P2, but this time he's being way too respectful, giving Reinerson plenty of room on the outside, and that makes it 3 wide with Robert Rainey chiming in on the low line. Now around their top, it's Chase Reinerson now has the advantage, gets to that top line, that's where he wanted to be, folks, gets there and gets into P2, clear and outright. Behind them now, it's Robert Rainey, who's got his hands full with the 93 car all over the back of him here. Going to work is Watson, just making up position by position. Now he's going to get a couple because Dalton and the 12, they're all involved this time. It's a massive crash. They're all just chiming in on the scene late. It's going to be one for the stewards, that one. Holy moly. Go back and have a look at what happened there. It was Rainey just getting a little bit out of shapes, Dalton as well, and they gave each other a bit of a helping hand around. Braden Watson was right there in the slot too, helping with the proceedings. And then obviously it was just, hold on, you're a passenger from here, you're going around. Slam and Sambo trying to help out his mate there. Look at Robert Rainey. Mason Watson doing his best to try and flip that 12 car back onto the wheels. Needs a helping hand, needs another car to come in and hit it. Not going to happen for him. Sorry, Daddy, this time. Lucas Hines still as well, just can't get onto the wheels. These cars, the lower centre of gravity means it's a bit harder. Almost. Here we go. Yes! Beautiful stuff there. Slam and Sambo. Slams Hines back onto his wheels. Onto the little black things. Beautiful stuff. Now he's just going to wait for the field to catch up and he will resume the position of where he was. Dalton Lane in P1 here. It's the 7th caution of the night. We're about half race distance. Chase Rhino up 6 positions now. And he he's going to go around again because he was obviously helping out with some of the... yeah, helping out with getting Daddy back on his wheels. Oh, I couldn't do it this time. Someone else chimed in. Oh, can we get Daddy on his wheels? Someone! Slamming. He's done it once. He's done it twice. Sambo. That's beautiful stuff. Well, if you're ever on your roof out there on a dirt track and Sam Mars is in the vicinity, you give him a call. Say, mate, I need some help. He'll be on the scene to sort it out, folks. Can right your wrongs.
Not going green.
What he can do. Can't repent your sins, but he can get you back on the back on the black stuff. Those rubber pins pointing down. Excuse me. Happy Australia Day to those tuning in the USA. National holiday here. And we're enjoying it. We've got great dirt racing here. We've got another stream happening at the same time with TFG doing their dirt oval racing as well. All happening here at Sensational TV. We're going to go around one more time because that last caution, there was a fair few out of position, but I think we're going to go racing this time. It's Dalton Lane off the front. Rhino is going to be pressuring him big time. Don't you worry about that. They go racing one more time, and it's Watson just getting squeezed out there as well with Trent Dalton on the low line, taking that line now, and he's probably going to try and push him right out wide. He does. It's Braden Watson searching for the cushion there right at the top. It's what you need when you go get on the restart. Well, that's where the grip is at least now, and he takes over P3, that is. And now Trent Dalton. The Daltons are just putting me off big time, but it's Blake Daniels in the 5 car, giving him a bit of pressure with Slam and Sambo on his rear. At the front, Dalton Lane still holds court, but behind him, Chase Reinison has his hands full because Braden Watson now starting to find the rhythm around this circuit and is starting to find a little bit of pace. He fakes down the inside, fakes himself actually, goes right to the very edge of the circuit, and can he get some momentum out there? He can. He has to sort of get out of it too as well, and that's just given Reinison a little bit of a free kick, or at least the pressure valve taken off him just for a moment. But Dalton Lane doing a good job out in front, just holding court. 13 laps to go here for the feature race here tonight. Chase Reinison trying to chase him down, doing the best he can. Dalton Lane needs this win here tonight to really stamp himself in to P2 here at the championship. Braden Watson, we've seen him, he's been unstoppable this entire season, but tonight maybe just some cracks starting to show with that heat race result. And the UMP's not taking the victory, but he is not, he is human after all. Here goes Reinison having a look around the outside here of Dalton. It's not going to happen for him this time, so he's going to have to be calm, collected, and just know when to go for this run. He's searching up the inside. Very dangerous stuff there. Just the momentum taking him out to the high line and almost taking the 1 car with him. This time, it's Braden Watson who's close enough to stave an attack here as well. So Watson in the box seat here, just waiting and watching. 10 laps to go here at Oswego Circuit, and the top 3 are battling it out hard. It's Dalton Lane in the lead with Reinison in the 25 car. Braden Watson in the 93, just trying different lines, searching for grip on this clay circuit, and it's very hard to do so. But once you know where to go, you can do it. Here we got another caution as these two guys just start to battle it out. It's Daniels and Trent Dalton down there in 4th and 5th. Lucas Hines and, let me guess. Let's see what happens here. So Brian Keane around the outside. All's good. Taps the outside wall. Rides it along. And comes to a stop on the circuit. And he's wedged in the fence. Well, things going from bad to worse for Keane. I'd be keen to get a black flag in on that 16 car for the time. I think just a little bit more practice is needed during the week, Brian. And you can be competitive as well, because you don't want to be that guy that causes 10 cautions in a race. You don't want to be that guy, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, at the front, we are, 30-odd laps through this race. Not many to go now. And the battling's spicy up front. I reckon anyone in the top 6 can take this win now tonight. Poor old Robert Rainey down there in 8th. He's had a bit of a slog, but he was on pace too.
What happened, Mr. Drifter?
Thank you, Tomato Motorsport. Tommy Marzella got the day off when he's tuned in to Sensational TV. Chucks in a super chat. He knows Marzella is coming for it. I'll tell you what, Mars, he's one of my favourite drivers out there. I like Slam and Sambo. He can certainly get his elbows out when it comes time. And I think we're going to see that. We're in the closing stages of this race. We're about to go green again. The iRacing pace truck peels off the circuit. Dalton Lane trying to hold on, but he is under attack from the rest of the field. Here he goes now, but I think the rest of the field anticipated it. One who did indeed was the 93 car, who immediately makes up a position there on Trent Dalton. So he goes to the high line straight away. It's where he's comfortable. Chase Reinerson just making a little mistake there as well, with some sparks flying out the back of his car. Then it's side by side. Blake Daniels up the inside of Trent Dalton as well. Dalton not having a great time of it, just slapping the outside wall there this time. So it's Dalton just under big time pressure here at the moment, with Blake Daniels riding that high line, trying to follow Braden Watson through and to get clear, and he does. Slam Sambo is back a little bit further, a little bit of a gap there, but I'll tell you what, the time is right for the 5 car. He is coming into this race at the perfect time. It's 6 laps to go, and he's starting to find where that grip is on this circuit. Braden Watson now looking for that outside line, but just kind of slingshotting himself around and a little bit too deep. Trent Dalton returning serve on the 5 car. He says, thank you very much, I'll have that one for now. But now, they've come together, and there's the 13 around. Brian Keene's been hit again, and it's the 9th caution of the race. Could finish this under caution soon, folks. 5 laps to go. Dalton Lane still controls the pace with the Rhino there sitting in 2nd position. Braden Watson up to 3rd. Oh boy, is this all going to fall into his lap tonight after starting dead last? Will he make it a last to first challenge, folks? If he does, it's one of the best drives we've seen. But they're all very speedy in front of him too, so he's got his hands full. But if he does it dead set, that is one of the drives of all time. Sambo's made it up there too. He's up in P4, but I think the positions will sort themselves out once the lapped cars get back around to where they were. We're losing a few, folks. Lucas Hines out of this race. Kendall Bennett out of this race. Scotty Miller and Mason Rainey all out of this race. So is Andrew Wagner. So the last one on the track, there's only 12 left. Jacob Bland. Pace truck coming in. We are set for green light action. Look at Blake Daniels making it 3 wide. Oh, they're so tight. They're bunched up on the field, but now they go, and Dalton Lane actually catching them napping. Great start from him. Chase Reinerson was there with him and manages to slot across into 2nd position. Braden Watson now taking it all in his stride, and Slambo just popping poor old Daniels into the wall. He keeps going in a straight line, so Mars is off down the road. It's Trent Dalton who's in chase of him as well, doing a great job. But Robert Rainey has dropped a couple of positions as well off the start. He's down in, where is he? 6th position as well. Up the front, though, it's there's been a position change for P2, and that's Braden Watson now just overtaking poor old Reinerson, who's just been on fire. Oh no, he's just been served into the fence. Oh, I don't know about that, Rhino. He'll be in a big trouble for that one. You saw it on the, well, we'll get a replay up in just a moment, because that, ladies and gentlemen, I think was a little bit of argy-bargy there. Let's go. I'm going to have to go back just a little bit. Hold on just a moment. We'll go from there because we can see from the chopper cam, it's the 25 just up the inside. Us. Perhaps maybe a little mistake there from Watson, but in the meantime, the race is finished. Sorry about that, folks. Dalton Lane takes P1. Chase Reinerson does hold on for P2. Blake Daniels in P3. Robert Rainey, what a finish from him. Up 2 positions overall into P4. Annette Moore in P5. Then we've got Jacob Bland and Robbie Cochran. We'll get the official results up. There we go. Robbie Cochran there in 6th position. Brian Keane in 7th in the end, with Braden Watson finishing 8th. That's a big championship swing there, folks, between Dalton Lane and Braden Watson. So looking forward to next week. It's the final week of the Winter Series. Then behind them was Sam Mars, Trent Dalton, Mason Watson, Lucas Hines, Kendall Bennett, and Miller Rainey Reinerson in the end. Down there in 16th. So he's been giving it back. Oh, what about that? Oh, bit of a penalty coming his way. Wagner in 17th position. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. What a series. I'm a big fan of dirt racing now. I tell you what, never having called a race on the loose stuff before, and now we're 7 rounds into this season. I'm absolutely loving every minute of it. My name is Chris Munro, by the way, folks. You are watching Simsational TV. Thank you, Tomato Motorsport, in the chat. Thank you to all the viewers out there. Jared Turner, there's a bunch of chatters out there today in Facebook land. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. This is Simsational TV. My name is Chris Munro, and I think we are just about ready to finish off this broadcast. I know that. I'm going to go and join Zach O'Reilly in the box for the next one. Be kind to your mothers. Say hello to the rabbits. I don't know. We'll see you next time.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.